What's up, y'all? I'm back again
Don't me from Adam.
with another one of these reaction videos for y'all. Hell yeah.
If you know what the outcome can be, why would you keep trying?
I don't know, man. It just keeps calling me, man. It just keeps calling me.
Might as well just let the world see how dumb I get. It's gonna be interesting.
Let's get this shit started. What's up, y'all? So apparently, not even delivery jobs are safe nowadays. So let's get into it. Why was he so happy
Pay
to go
attention
in
to
that
this.
damn house?
CCTV footage, March 19th, 2:38 p.m. A delivery truck pulls into the driveway of a white, two-story house on the outskirts of Lawton, Oklahoma. The driver steps out. Brown uniform, package under his arm, scanner in his hand. His name is Darnell Simmons. He is 35 years old, father of 3, 9 years with the same delivery company. This is stop number 41 of his Tuesday route. He walks up the front path, steps onto the porch, rings the doorbell. The door opens. A white male, early 40s, stands in the doorway. He is smiling. Watch carefully. He gestures inside. Darnell hesitates for exactly 2 seconds. Then he nods. Then he steps through that doorway. The door closes behind him.
Darnell was pretty
That is the
damn
last
happy to be
time
going in
anyone
that
sees
house.
Darnell Simmons alive. What you are looking at is 14 seconds of footage from a neighbor's security camera positioned across the street. 14 seconds. That is all we have. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what happened after that door closed. The question is not what happened to Darnell. The question is, how many times had this man done this before? And when you see what investigators found in that abandoned warehouse 11 days later, you will understand why this case changed protocol for every delivery driver in the state of Oklahoma. Here is what everyone assumed at first. Darnell Simmons, experienced driver, makes a routine stop, accepts an invitation inside, robbery gone wrong. Maybe he saw something he should not have. Maybe the homeowner panicked. Wrong place, wrong time, random. The kind of tragedy that happens in a country this size. That is what local police believed for the first 72 hours. That is what the news reported. That is what everyone assumed. Wrong. This was not random. This was not a robbery, and it had nothing to do with what Darnell saw or did not see. Because the man who opened that door, the man with the smile, the man who offered Darnell a cup of coffee on a Tuesday afternoon in March, had been waiting for exactly this moment. His name.
Okay, first off, don't go in nobody's house because you don't know how crazy people are. And don't accept no coffee from nobody because you don't know how clean they are. People are not good, clean, sanitary type people. Like, you can't trust people. And they can fuck your shit up by going in the wrong fucking house. But let's keep it moving.
His name was Wayne Prescott, 43 years old, never married, no children, worked as a freelance accountant from home. To his neighbors, he was quiet, polite, kept to himself, the kind of man you would never look twice at, the kind of man who waves from his driveway when you jog past, the kind of man who said 4 words that ended a life. Come in for coffee. Let me tell you about Darnell first because he deserves that. He deserves to be more than a victim in a statistic. Darnell grew up in Tulsa, graduated from Memorial High School, worked construction for 6 years before getting the delivery job. At 24, he married his girlfriend, Tamika. At 26, they had their first son, Elijah. Then came twins Amara and Isaiah 2 years later. When Darnell got the delivery route, he told Tamika it was perfect. Monday through Friday, home by 6 p.m., weekends with his kids. He knew every street in southwest Oklahoma. He memorized the names of customers who ordered regularly. Mrs. Gutierrez on Maple always had lemonade waiting for him in summer. Mr. Hensley on Pine needed help carrying heavy packages because of his arthritis. Darnell never rushed. He took time. 9 years, 55 stops a day, 5 days a week. This was
That
not
was
just
his
a
damn
job.
problem. He had the damn
This
munchies
was
all
how
damn
Darnell
day.
built connection, community,
He got cookies
trust.
from one place and
And on
something
March
else from
19th
another.
at 2:38 p.m., that trust killed him. Now let me tell you about Wayne Prescott, but not everything. Not yet. Because what you need to
tell us
understand
about Wayne.
first is how someone like Wayne becomes invisible. He bought that house in Lawton 4 years ago. Cash purchase, no mortgage. The previous owners were a young couple who relocated to Texas. Wayne kept the house exactly as they left it. Same exterior paint, same garden, same American flag on the porch. He attended community events. Not every one, just enough to be seen. He nodded at neighbors. He brought in his trash cans on time. He even donated to the local fire department fundraiser. Twice.
Okay, back on.
Nice guy, the neighbors said. Quiet, but nice. But here is what none of them knew. Wayne had a room in his basement, behind a false wall built to look like storage space. And inside that room, there were things that would later make an FBI agent with 22 years' experience.
Wow. You never know what your neighbors are hiding in their houses. That room looks like a crime scene itself. If you went to go visit this guy and you had coffee with him and saw that room, you're probably looking at your last days on earth.
Stop the interview and walk outside. We will get to that room. But first remember this. Wayne had been a member of an online group for 7 years. The name of that group does not matter. What matters is what they believed. And what they believed was that certain people did not deserve to exist based on the color of their skin. Wayne did not just believe this. He discussed it. He planned for it. He prepared. The house in Lawton was not random. The cash purchase was not convenience. The location was chosen because the nearest neighbor was 200 feet away, and delivery trucks came through 3 times per week. The footage from across the street is grainy, low resolution, shot from a Ring doorbell positioned on a house 180 feet away, but it shows enough. Darnell's truck enters the frame. He parks in the driveway, gets out, package under arm, scanner in hand. Standard procedure. He has done this 41 times today. He walks up to the front door, rings the bell, waits.
How many houses
7
did he go
seconds
inside of?
pass. The door opens. Wayne appears. Even at this distance, you can see him smile. You can see him gesture inward, casual, friendly. Darnell does not move for a moment. That moment lasts exactly 2 seconds. Then he shifts his weight. He nods. He steps forward. The door closes. 2:38:47 p.m. Remember that timestamp, because in 11 days, investigators will need to calculate exactly how long Darnell Simmons was alive after that door closed. The answer will haunt them. Here is what the cameras did not capture. Wayne's kitchen, a pot of coffee already brewed, 2 cups already set on the counter. The second cup had something in it. Investigators would later identify it as a veterinary sedative, easy to obtain online, undetectable by taste or smell. Takes effect in 4 to 7 minutes. Wayne knew this because he had researched it for months. He knew the dosage, he knew the timing, he knew exactly how long he had before Darnell would start feeling dizzy. 5 minutes of conversation. Just enough time to seem normal, to seem friendly, to seem like exactly the kind of person you would accept a cup of coffee from on a hot Tuesday afternoon in Oklahoma. Darnell never made it to the next stop on his route. Stop 42. Mrs. Chen on Willow Street. She had ordered a birthday gift for her grandson. She waited until 5 p.m. Then she called the delivery company. "Where is my package?" The dispatcher checked the system. Darnell's last scanned delivery was at 2:31 p.m. Stop 40. 7 minutes before he arrived at Wayne's house. The package for Wayne was never scanned as delivered. Dispatcher called Darnell's phone. No answer. Called again. No answer. At 6:15 p.m., Tamika
Damn.
called the company.
They're kind of slacking at that dispatching company because you didn't notice that Darnell was dragging behind or something like that. Like, y'all don't have GPSs on y'all trucks or seeing that he was, continuing his route, just in case he slows down and you need to have somebody go rescue him and help out with the packages. Because, a lot of companies like that, they have people that'll go help out with a driver if they're going a little slow. But maybe in Oklahoma, they don't do that shit. I don't know.
Darnell never came home. At 7:30 p.m., she filed a missing person report. At 9 p.m., officers found Darnell's truck, parked in the driveway of a white two-story house on the outskirts of Lawton. The house was dark.
9 p.m.
No one answered the door. They ran the plates. Wayne Prescott. No criminal record, no warrants, no red flags. They left a note on the door. Please contact Lawton PD regarding a vehicle on your property. They drove away. Remember that. They drove away. Because at that moment, Darnell Simmons was still alive. He was in a warehouse 14 miles north, and Wayne Prescott was not alone with him. 3 days passed. Wayne did not contact police. He did not answer his door. His car was gone. Neighbors said they had not seen him since Tuesday afternoon. On day 4, investigators obtained a warrant. They entered the house. Coffee pot still on the counter, 2 cups in the sink, one with residue that later tested positive for the sedative. They found the basement. They found the room behind the false wall. What they found inside that room changed everything about how they understood Wayne Prescott.
Look at that damn room. Look at that room. That's scary. You never know what's in people's houses, man. People be putting people in dungeons. They be kidnapping people for years, making them their sex slave and all types of shit, man. There's dangerous people out here. Do not trust anybody. Make it home to your family. You got a beautiful family, make it home to them.
Photographs, hundreds of them, printed, organized in binders. Black men, all of them delivery drivers. All photographed from a distance without their knowledge. Some were taken through car windows, some through storefront glass, some from parking lots. Each photo had a date, a location, a description of the vehicle, license plates, routes. The oldest photo was dated 11 years ago. Different state, different city. Wayne had been collecting for over a decade. But here is what made investigators stop breathing. Some of the photos had red X marks through them. 14 photos total, 14 different men, spanning 8 years. And Darnell's photo was on the wall, dated 3 weeks before March 19th. No X through it yet. The next 72 hours became the largest manhunt in Oklahoma County history. Wayne's car was found abandoned at a rest stop near the Texas border. But Wayne was not in Texas. Cell tower records placed his phone in a rural area 14 miles north of Lawton, area with one notable feature. An abandoned meatpacking plant that had been closed since 2019. On day 11, they found it. They found Wayne's sedan parked behind the building. They found evidence of recent activity, tire tracks, footprints, and they found Darnell. What they found, I cannot describe in detail. What I can tell you is this. He had been alive for at least 7 days after that door closed. The medical examiner's report noted injuries consistent with prolonged torture. But Darnell was not alone in that warehouse. There was evidence of multiple people, at least 3. Different boot prints, different cigarette brands, different DNA profiles on objects left behind. Wayne Prescott was arrested at a motel in Wichita Falls 3 days later. He was not hiding, he was waiting. When officers approached his door, he smiled. The same smile from the CCTV footage. He did not resist. He did not speak. He handed them a burner phone. On that phone were 47 minutes of video. I cannot tell you what was on that video. I can tell you that 2 of the investigators who watched it took medical leave and never returned to duty. I can tell you that the prosecution played 90 seconds of audio during the trial with the screen turned away from the jury, and 3 jurors had to be excused. Wayne had recorded everything, not because he was stupid, because he was proud, because this was not the first time, and because he wanted someone to know what they were capable of. During interrogation, Wayne gave investigators 3 names, 3 men who had been in that warehouse with him, all members of the same online group, all believers in the same ideology, all participants in what Wayne called cleansing operations. Those 3 men were arrested within 48 hours. Their homes were searched. In one home, they found a similar collection of photographs, 23 photos, 6 with red X marks. In another home, they found journals, detailed entries spanning 4 years, names, dates, locations. The third man's computer.
Was that the plan for him to just tell on his friends and everybody get locked up? That's stupidity. Like, it was kind of messed up that this even happened. But was that really the plan? It doesn't even seem like he was trying to run or anything, and he was confident on what he did. But did he not want to go down by himself? I'm not understanding that. Well, let's see.
Contained communication logs with 14 other members of the group across 6 states. The FBI took over the case. What started as one missing delivery driver in Oklahoma became a federal investigation spanning a decade of activity across the American South and Midwest. Here is what the trial revealed. Wayne had done this before, at least twice, possibly more. The photos with X marks corresponded to missing person cases that had gone cold. One in Arkansas, 2018. One in Louisiana, 2020. Both black men. Both delivery workers. Both cases where the body was never found. Wayne never confessed to these specifically, but DNA evidence linked him to a vehicle found abandoned in rural Arkansas 3 years ago. A vehicle that belonged to a 32-year-old FedEx driver named Clarence Morton, who disappeared after his last delivery on a Tuesday afternoon in August 2018. Clarence's body has never been recovered. Neither has the body of Jerome Washington, 29, UPS driver from Shreveport who vanished in November 2020 after his route took him through a rural subdivision 40 miles from the city. His truck was found, his body was not. Wayne smiled when these names were mentioned in court. The same smile, always the same smile. Wayne Prescott was convicted on 14 charges, including first-degree murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, and federal hate crime enhancements. He received 6 consecutive life sentences with no possibility of parole. His 3 accomplices received sentences ranging from 45 years to life. But here is what the conviction cannot fix. The online group still exists. Different name now, different platform. But the same 14 members in 6 states that investigators identified have never been charged. The evidence was circumstantial. The communication logs suggested knowledge but not participation. They are still out there. They are still planning. And delivery drivers still make stops at houses in rural Oklahoma every single day. Tamika Simmons gave one interview after the trial, just one. She said she thinks about March 19th constantly. She thinks about the 2 seconds Darnell hesitated on that porch. She thinks about what would have happened if he had said, "No thank you," and walked back to his truck. She thinks about the 47 stops he made before that one, and how every single homeowner had been kind and normal and human. She thinks about how 9 years of positive interactions taught her husband to trust, to see good in people, to accept a cup of coffee from a stranger on a hot afternoon. She said the hardest part is not the grief. The hardest part is raising 3 children to be open and kind in a world where that kindness can kill you. Elijah is 11 now. He wants to be a delivery driver like his father. Tamika does not know how to tell him no. She does not know how to explain that the same job that supported their family is the reason his father never came home. The delivery company changed protocols after Darnell's case. Drivers are now instructed to never enter a customer's home for any reason.
That should have been the
GPS tracking is
protocol
monitored
anyway.
in real time. Any stop exceeding 10 minutes triggers an automatic check-in.
That should have already
These
been
are good
in
changes.
place.
They might save lives. But here is what they cannot change. Wayne Prescott spent 7 years identifying potential victims. He studied routes. He learned patterns. He chose locations specifically because they were isolated. He did not need Darnell to come inside. That was just preference. If Darnell had said no, he would have waited for the next driver. Or the one after that. Or he would have found another way. Because for people like Wayne, this is not impulse. This is ideology. This is mission. And no company protocol can protect against someone who believes that ending your life is a righteous act. Remember the 14 photos with X marks? Only 3 have been connected to confirmed cases. That leaves 11. 11 men who disappeared over an 8-year period. 11 families still waiting for answers. 11 bodies that might be buried in rural fields or abandoned buildings or places no one will ever think to
If they
look.
contacted the family.
Wayne knows where they are. He has not said.
Maybe they need, like,
His 3
face
accomplices know
recognition
some
or
of them.
something to
They have not said
identify them.
either. They have no incentive to talk. They are already serving maximum sentences. What would cooperation give them? Nothing. So they stay silent. And those 11 families stay trapped in an endless present tense. Not knowing. Never knowing. Is he alive somewhere? Is he dead? Will we ever bury him? Will we ever say goodbye? If you work delivery routes in rural America, I need you to understand something. Darnell did nothing wrong. He was friendly. He was professional.
He did one thing
He trusted
wrong.
his
went into
instincts,
somebody's
and his
house that's a
instincts
stranger.
said this man is safe. Because every signal pointed that way. Clean house, American flag, friendly smile, coffee on the counter. Nothing about Wayne Prescott suggested danger. That was the entire point. He had spent years perfecting the appearance of normal. And he is not the only one. The FBI investigation identified 14 other members of groups with similar ideologies who have expressed intent to target delivery workers specifically. They see the uniform as both symbol and opportunity. The truck arrives alone. The driver approaches alone. No witnesses, no backup, just trust. Darnell's route number was retired after his death. No other driver will ever make those 55 stops in that sequence again. His truck was decommissioned. His locker at the distribution center has been turned into a memorial with photos and cards from customers who remembered him. Mrs. Gutierrez still makes lemonade every summer. She leaves it on her porch in case a delivery driver needs it. She says it helps her feel like Darnell is still out there somewhere, finishing his route. This is what happened to Darnell Simmons. This is what 14 seconds of CCTV captured. This is what a cup of coffee offered by a smiling man cost a family. If you have ever accepted a drink from a stranger, if you have ever stepped inside a home because someone seemed nice, if you have ever trusted your instincts about a person you did not know, remember this. Wayne Prescott seemed nice too. And somewhere right now, someone just like him is smiling at a delivery driver, standing on their porch asking themselves, should I go inside? The answer should always be no. But Darnell said yes, because he was kind, because he was trusting, because 9 years of experience told him people are mostly good. He was right about that. Most people are good, but it only takes one who is not. One smile, one cup of coffee, one moment of trust, and then 11 days in a warehouse with men who believe you do not deserve to exist. Share this video. Tell people about Darnell. Because the protocol changes and the GPS tracking and the company memos cannot do what awareness can. They cannot make someone pause before they step through that door. Only stories like this one can do that. Darnell deserved better. His family deserves answers, and every delivery driver in America deserves to come home.
Yes. Everyone deserves to come home. Everyone needs to stay out there and be safe. Don't go in nobody's house, man. People are crazy. People do crazy things. And just because somebody smiles at you does not mean that they are your friend. And why the hell would you accept a drink from a stranger, especially if you're going in their house? I understand that there's probably some delivery drivers out there that accept like gifts like cookies and stuff like that. It's one thing if you're on your route and you accept things like that, and hopefully people don't hurt you guys that way. But going in someone's house, now you're in a closed area. You don't know what can happen, man. And he had to learn the hard way. And it's sad. I send out prayers to his family, and hopefully this doesn't happen to anybody anymore. So if you're a delivery driver, if you're a UPS driver, a FedEx, the post office, Amazon, anything, you guys stay safe out there, man, because people are crazy and they will do anything for whatever their beliefs are. And now knowing that there's a website out there with a changed name and 14 members, and it's probably 14 members then, there's probably more members now, we have to be safe out here. You should never be targeted for the color of your skin. We didn't ask to be born this way, you know what I'm saying? So you should never be targeted because of that. But people shouldn't be doing devilish shit like that anyway. People are messed up in this world and people are crazy. And this is the type of shit that we have to deal with. Everybody stay safe out there, man. Thank you for watching again, and please subscribe. Thank you.